Now, the New York Post is under fire for deleting a recent article that contained a rape allegation against President Donald Trump. Now, this was an article that was written to contain an excerpt of a book published by New York Magazine. In it, writer E. Jean Carroll claims that she had been sexually assaulted by President Trump at a Bergdorf Goodman department store in Manhattan around the years 1995 or 1996. Now, Carroll said that Trump had asked her to help him buy a present for a woman, and it had eventually coaxed her into trying on some lingerie. Oh, that was a bad idea. Once in the dressing room, she said he pushed her up against a wall, hitting her head, and had forcibly kissed her. Where have we heard that before? Oh, right, from Donald Trump himself when he says, I can't help myself. I just start kissing them. I just start kissing them. That is an actual quote that he said. Now, it gets far worse. She then said that he pulled down her tights, undid his pants, and then attempted to, of course, have intercourse with her. She apparently fought back during this and was eventually able to run out of the dressing room. She said on CNN on Monday, quote, "It was a fight. I want women to know that I did not stand there. I did not freeze. It was against my will, 100%. Now, if true, then that, again, like all of these different stories, is absolutely horrifying. Now, Carol did not report it to the police, but she had told two friends about it after it happened, and both of them, of course, have confirmed her account to different various outlets. Now, again, this alleged assault fits the MO of what we've seen from Trump in similar stories. Again, he's bragged about just grabbing women by the genitals, moving on them like a bitch, if you can remember that. And he says, I just grab them by the I just grab them. And when you're a star, they let you do it. Well, apparently they don't. Especially when they all fight back. So now, this was apparently too much, this article. Too much for an editor at the New York Post. Now, this editor is Cole Allen. Now, Cole Allen had originally worked at the Post years ago and then came back on as one of their editors, right? Now, he's actually also good friends with the owner, Rupert Murdoch, which is, of course, probably why he got his job back. And so, apparently, according to CNN, Allen had allegedly ordered these stories about E. Jean Carroll's rape claim scrubbed from the website. So we're going to just completely get rid of it. No record. It was Allen that ordered the deletion, according to sources telling CNN Business. Now, somebody who is deeply pro-Trump, like this Allen guy, right? Actually deleting stories, articles, to prevent bad press for Donald Trump. Color me shocked. Again, look, I don't know if this is 100% true, but they did scrub the story. Maybe they come up with some excuse like, oh, you know, we didn't vet it or whatever like that. And you should, of course, vet stories, but just going back and completely deleting it, that is interesting. And look, this, again, matches Trump's MO. So I wouldn't dismiss the possibility that actually happened. Maybe we should have an investigation. As for the Post deleting the story, look, the thing is, it's probably going to bring more attention to this, which is a good thing because, sadly, we have not paid much attention to this. Now, Trump responded by saying this when asked by reporters. On Saturday, he said, quote, I have no idea who this woman is. This is a woman who has also accused other men of things, as you know. Well, now, wait a minute. If you don't know who this woman is, then how do you know that she has accused men of other things like this? As you know. That makes no sense. But again, it's what you expect from President Trump. He then denied the allegation on Monday, saying, quote, I'll say it with great respect. Number one, she's not my type. Number two, it never happened. It never happened, okay? She's not my type. Why would you say that? Look, if the first thing, like if I was, if somebody like accused me of rape, my first response is not, oh, she's not my type. Who says that? What? Why would you? Why would that be the first response to come to your mind? That's number one. He put it as number one. And then number two is it never happened. Why isn't number one? Look, I don't know. This never happened. It's a false allegation, and we prove it. Whatever, right? But no, the first thing he has to say is she's not my type. You know what that means, basically, right? He means she's too ugly to rape. And he said that before, by the way. No, I give her a 2. She's definitely not a 10. But that's how he thinks about women. It's a scale of, attractiveness. And that's all that really matters to him when it comes to women. And so, he looks, she's 75 years old now. About the same age as President Trump at this point. Her attractiveness, when it comes to rape, attractiveness doesn't matter anyway. It's a power dynamic, right? And so saying this, I mean, for one, it's so deeply disgusting and gross to even try to make that argument. Oh, she's too ugly for me to rape. It just really shows who he is as an actual person. But what else is sad about this story, other than just that, I mean, that's gross and disgusting and horrifying. But what's sad about this is that this story was barely even mentioned before. I mean, this came out last week, barely a peep, barely a headline in the New York Times, right? Trump may be a rapist, and there was no traction in the news. Of course, look, maybe it's because we already think that that's the case. We already know it. I don't know. But still, that's kind of messed up how the priorities are now. We have another rape allegation against this president, which there's been several already. And likely nothing is going to happen. There's probably not going to be an investigation, no inquiry, just more of she says this, Donald Trump says that, and we end up moving on with our lives. I mean, and that's the saddest point of all. No investigation to see whether or not what she's saying is true, and no action would be taken if it's found to be true. And this, unfortunately, is a great example of how the rich and powerful, if they do these crimes, get away with it. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a patreon.com/TYTNation set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent, progressive media.